Welcome to Theater Crafts, where we take theater memorabilia and make brand new treasures. So, obviously, today things look a little bit different. We are starting in Canva today, and we are making bingo cards. Did you know that you could make bingo cards in Canva? I think this is really cool. I think this is a great way to do some learning, to review facts, things like that. So, in my case, I'm making musical theater bingo cards, and let me just kind of show you. You can see on the screen here, I've got different musical theater kind of logos. And in my case, I teach theater. So I, could use this as a way of doing theater facts or playing musicals and getting to identify the musical that song is from. But if you notice here, I've got several, like 30 something bingo cards. And I've taken the images and I have kind of mixed them up so they're different on all the different cards. So I'm going to show you in Canva some options for creating bingo cards. All right, let's get crafting. Okay, so here you see me in Canva, and we're going to create a design. So I'm going to go up to the left here where it says create. Click on that, and I typed in bingo already, so you can just type in a bingo card. And you see here, there are a variety of bingo templates that you can use. And so you pick one that suits your particular aesthetic. There are some that are already like this one says graduation. You could do it based on, some sort of event. I've done that actually with family events, like a baby shower or something like that. Or you could do it based on some, activity in school that you've got going on, or a show if you're trying to do lines. There's so many different ways that you can use it, almost like cue cards or flashcards. There are so many different ways that you can use them. So so you can just click on one of these uh, cards and put it right into your template, into your design here. And then you can, this one says shape, but then you can modify it. And let me go back to my original one and I'll show you how I modified that one. Okay, so here's the card, the bingo card that I have. And mine, the background was this color. It had these different squares. And you'll see on this one here, this is what it looked like. And I chose to put stars as the free space. It actually said free space, and I just changed that by going into elements and changing that in elements. And I also wrote musical theater here. It did say bingo, and you can change the font to whatever font you're looking for. I added some musical notes here, and I added the comedy and tragedy masks. So you can really customize it to whatever suits you. Now, if you notice on mine, I have the musical theater logos. And so what I chose to do is I uploaded those, and you can see that here. I uploaded those and then just literally did a drag and drop into those boxes to create the different different bingo cards, and each one is different. So, I can use it as a full class activity. I can use it as, I don't know, as a game. Certainly, there are lots of different options for this. You can also I changed the free space to different spaces depending on my, the cards, just because we wanted them to be different. And just something to think about when I uploaded the images, they weren't the right size. So you can just take the corners and drag them to make them the right size for your particular image, the square. So that's certainly easy to take care of. And so literally just going in and dragging and dropping and making all of these cards different. And so you can take and like I said, you can make these for anything. It would be really fun to, if you're studying for a test and using this as a test studying guide. There are, if you're doing it, I don't know, having a party with friends, That would be really cool. Now, notice this one is not quite the right size. I'm just going to kind of crop that in a little bit. And once you did this, then you're going to just go into, download this. And I downloaded it into, into my computer, and then I printed them out. I printed mine out on cardstock, and you'll see in a moment because I'm going to show you how I did that. But print them out on cardstock, and then you don't have to do that, but that's how I chose to do it. And then you can use them. You could always just print them out on regular paper too, and use them as a one-time use. But here, see, you can see how quick this goes. And almost done. This particular card. Let's see. I'm trying not to have any duplicates if I can. Okay, let's take mattress. And then let's see. I don't have Kevin Hansen in there, so let's do that. All right. And that's the card. That's the bingo card. And so you can take those. Like you see, I've got a few dozen of these. And I'm going to show you basically how I kind of secured them afterward.
Okay, here we are with the materials for today. So you're going to need your cards, your bingo cards, whatever you're choosing. Obviously, I teach theater, so I'm doing musical theater bingo with your images. I printed these out on standard 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then I cut them out, just as simple here. Then I have a pair of, obviously, scissors. I have contact paper, and you can get contact paper at any, stationery store or anything like that. I actually got this at Dollar Tree because I knew I was going to need a lot of it. And so one of the things that's really great about contact paper is it has the grid, so you can cut the material to the size that you want. So that's really great. Obviously, scissors. I'm using my Cricut weeding tool here. It's easier to get the backing off of the contact paper, so that, and that ruler will be handy, or something, a long piece that you can use to smooth out the contact paper on the card. All right, so let's clear this and we'll get started. Let's take a closer look at the cards here. So I've printed out a lot. I've actually already covered many of them over here, you can see. And so you can do bingo cards for anything. It could be, if you're in a classroom, it could be the states, facts about the states. You could do it as like a form of flashcards, would be really kind of fun. If you're in, an organization, a club, Girl Scouts, you could do it with, something that relates to some of the badges that you're getting. Obviously, I'm in theater, so I'm doing musical theater. But there are so many options. You could do this with friends, vacation spots, things that you remember about vacation spots with family, lots of options. So I have created all of them. They are all different using just a list, as I showed you, list of the different musicals that I wanted to include. All right, so let me clear this and I'll show you the materials. Okay, so my bingo cards, I chose to make them 5 by 7. That just was my choice. You can make them any size that you want. And so I cut the contact paper accordingly. So I wanted it a little bit longer on each side. And I found that one length of contact paper, I was able to get 3 cards on each one. So I'm going to take my Cricut weeding tool and kind of pull up the corner. This is always the hardest part, trying to get that started, that backing off, get that started. All right, and then this obviously is very sticky. Now, I have found that it is a little bit forgiving for this. I'm only going to pull it back part way, like that. And then I'm going to put my first card on. You can put it face up, face down, totally up to you. And notice I'm leaving a border around the edge, because I am going to want that border, because I'm going to put another piece on top of it. All right, and then we're going to move this down, and I'm going to add my second card on top. And again, leaving a border so that I can cut in between. And then the rest of that, oops, sorry, I can't run, sorry. And then taking the third one, and again, putting that, if you can see this, putting that on top. All right, so now we've got the three of them there. I'm going to put this to the side and take out my next piece of contact paper. Again, I've cut it to the same size. And I'm going to do the same process. So I'm going to take the corner off. Now, you can do this one of two ways. I did some of them one way and some the other way. So you can do it exactly the same process. In this case, pull enough for one image, flip your original over, and then match it up. You can do it that way, or you can do it the reverse way, where you just lay it on top. Either way works. I'm going to show you this way. And this is where having your ruler can be really helpful. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull. The backing off underneath. You can see that. And at the same time, use my ruler to push it down, and that will eliminate some of the bubbles. You may still get bubbles in there, but I find that it's pretty forgiving. And there you go. So just taking a look and see. Well, we did pretty well. Oops, now the back here. So there are some bubbles on the back here. So you can just kind of work them out. And if you find that one is really persnickety, you can try to undo and kind of relay that down like that. And otherwise, that looks pretty good. So then, literally, we're just cutting them open. So cutting them apart, I mean. So I'm going to leave maybe 1/4 of an inch around. And that's just so that those two pieces of contact paper are sticking to each other. And it's just it's my way of protecting the paper underneath from, dirty, sticky fingers. So that I can use these over and over again. And then just cutting them all the way around. There we go. And there's your bingo card. Now I could have backed it. I thought of that. I thought of doing that actually by backing it with another piece of paper just to make it a little bit more solid. I actually didn't have paper that I was inspired by, so I chose not to do that. Make sure this is really adhered here. But you could certainly do that if you wanted it to be a little bit stiffer. Certainly cardstock would work, but also even scrapbooking paper would be great for that if you want to go that route. Notice this is not stuck right there, so you could just push it down. And there we go. Just the last one. This paper is really easy. The contact paper is really easy to cut too. You can just glide right through if you want. And the beauty of this contact paper is that, like, if you mess up and you don't align it properly, you can actually just add another piece over it to make that align a little bit better and cover up so that you have the paper underneath fully protected. All right. I'm sorry, I'm stuck. The contact paper is stuck to my hand. All right. There we go. Those look great. So here we go. This is, I think this is really fun. You could go camping and do bingo while you're camping. You could do it as a quiet activity before a show. If you're interested in, while you're in the green room waiting or whatever. So many possibilities here. So I hope you give these a try. Use Canva is a great way to use to do bingo, but you could also do it in, even like a spreadsheet and do your grid in a spreadsheet if you don't have access to Canva. So there are lots of options there. So I hope you try this. Give me a shout out if you do. And if you do, please leave a comment below so I know what you've created with your bingo card. So thank you for joining me for this week's Theater Craft, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.